everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Hope everybody is having a good time. We're going to get into it, folks. It's going to be fun. And of course, that's what we have in this ecosystem. We have airdrops, we have multiple chains, we have the best tokenomics, we have the best founder. It's going to be pretty epic. So let's not get too crazy, but we should be proud of what we are involved in. It's going to be epic. More patience, of course, to the ultimate end game, Pulsechain. Now, Pulsechain is still going to be the biggest airdrop of all time, of course. Yes, it is, because there'll be more tokens on the chain by the time we get to launch on Ethereum. And, of course, we got so many more tokens that are going to launch on Pulsechain. So it's still going to be the biggest airdrop of all time. And, of course, it's going to be way more easier to on-ramp and off-ramp by the time we get there. We've got so much alpha coming down the line there. All the big utility projects have had a lot of chance to build out, so it's going to be so cool. Hope everybody's having a good time. Pulsechain is coming, and it's going to be the juggernaut. As I saw in Richard's video I posted last night, this is Richard said, he expects Ethereum to flip a Bitcoin, and for Pulsechain to be very, very competitive against Ethereum. Of course, it just between you and me, a massive vampire attack, but it's not just that. It's the whole ecosystem is ginormous, and it's going to launch, and it's tokenomics is superior, and it's going to be on fire. That PulseX buy and burn is going to be spread far and wide. People are going to hear about it big time. It's going to be so epic. Everyone's going to want to get them some of that PulseX and Hex action, and that incentive token is going to be pretty juicy as well for the incentive for the liquidity farmers. So stay tuned. It's a lot to come. Let's get into it, folks. Big welcome from me, of course. We're going to get to day number 11 for the Maxi team and perpetual results. Yes, day number 11. We're going to get into, we did the liquid lines Dapp yesterday. If you check that video out on this channel, we went through the whole thing. It's got a nice time stamp there. Went through all the features. And, of course, if you want further information, check out Matt on Liquid Lines, the official YouTube site. There's probably a couple others that have done the liquid lines Dapp out there too. The other thing, of course, is we're going to check out the results after a day. How much did we get? We're going to harvest those rewards. We'll find out what we've got. It's going to be pretty exciting. But we're going to start off with the Maximus. We're going to look at the price charts later on. We're going to have a little look at just a brief look at the ETH proof of work chain. I've done quite a few videos over the last day that's reaching a whole new audience. And just between you and me, a lot of those videos end up linking Pulsechain in the end. Isn't that nice? Very nice. All right, so there we are. This is some of the YouTube tactics that go on with the shenanigans. But anyway, we've got Pac-Man in the house. Hey, Pac-Man, it's been a while. Woohoo! Good to see you, Pac-Man. And, of course, we've got Mego Art as well. Good morning to you, Mego Art. Yeah, big welcome to everybody in the Northern Hemisphere waking up in the UK, particularly Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England. Big shout out to you. If you're in North America, I guess it's still pretty late in the evening. What time is it over there? Let me have a look here. It's currently 5:36 p.m. on Friday, the 16th of September. Just heading into the weekend. In New York, it's just got to the morning. It's 1:30 in the morning, 1:35 in the morning. Los Angeles is still on Thursday, currently at 25 minutes to 11, something like that. And London currently is 6:35 in the morning in London. So a big welcome to everybody that's waking up early there. Good stuff. Now, obviously, if you've got to head off to the tube in London, you're probably wanting to get up pretty early. That's probably true. Matt's in house. Matt's not in London. Matt is not sitting at the tube station trying to get on a tube with a whole ton of other people. Matt is in Bali, living up there on the beaches with his dog and having a good time. We always appreciate Matt. Howdy all here for this one, says Matt. Good to see you. How long are we here for? Can't miss final tonight. Raiders and Eels. Hey, Matt, you can only do what you got to do. You got to keep your priorities up there. Go the Raiders. Go to Raiders, says Matt. BitBoy's channel is full of Pulse lovers, says Matt and Bali. Nice. It's beginning. It is beginning. Matt, that is beginning of the awesome, BitBoy followers starting, all the big YouTubers, one after another. We'll be looking for the biggest thing. The biggest thing coming is Pulsechain, PulseX. It's going to be absolutely huge. And of course, Hex is going to be the ultimate beneficiary. Imagine 4,000 or 5,000 trading pairs, something like that, just all pumping up PulseX plus the buy and burn. It's just incredible. Wookie's in the house there. Hey, Wookie, good to see you, and welcome to the moderator team. Wookie is the latest moderator on our Discord, so a big shout out to Wookie. Does great stuff in the chat there, and he also makes us laugh out loud, which is pretty funny too. We appreciate that, Wookie, making us laugh out loud. All right, so we've got the KD in the house there. Woohoo! Hey, good to see KD. Hex Token channel member 2. Hex Force 1. What's up, Superman? Woohoo! Good to see Hex Force 1 has landed. Big shout out there. Hey, Shane, new member. Woohoo! Hey, welcome to the Richard Art Club. I've got to do the Superman bow down. I think it's a triple bow down for the Superman, for the Richard Art Club there. So big shout out, Shane, and appreciate the support big time. Let's get into it, folks. Day number 11 for Maximus Team Perpetuals. This is going absolutely alpha. We're going to get into, I'm going to come back and refresh this, but let's get into the results. I've already keyed in the results for day 11. Let's go to the base there. So we got base 21.7 million. Yeah, that's 21.7 million hex gone in there. That's going really nicely on day 11. What you expect is a big move, a big amount of hex at the beginning, then some, lower but volatile up and down each day. And then towards the end, a real ramp up. That's what we expect in the profile. In the middle of all that, of course, we've got changing environment, financial crypto environment, taking all that into account. Trio, of course, 20.8 million hex gone into there. A lucky 18.8 million hex in there. And Decimus, look at this, 88.5. Now, obviously, those 88s are good luck, aren't they? And, of course, here we are, 149.9. We're basically at 25% of our 600 million target. Woo-hoo-hoo! This bodes really well. This is setting up a really nice platform. And, of course, we've still got 10 or 11 days to go. It's kind of like 21 days and 17 hours, something like that. There's kind of a day zero. So, in any case, it's going to end at 0 UTC time, the 27th. So that's pretty cool. 25%. I'm really happy with that result. And, of course, the diamond stakes is coming out. It's got to go to audit and, of course, be then made live. And, of course, that's going to be yield on top of yield. So not only the yield in the base trio, Lucky and Decimus, the 4 staking pools, but also yield on that with airdrops and penalties. Obviously, they're trying to work out the final penalties for that at the moment. And you're able to get involved with that on Twitter with that one. So, yeah, absolutely outstanding results there. The team is also alphaing here. It's just amazing, 39.3 million team. Can you believe it? This is a large amount of maxi. You got to remember this 293.3 million, 293.3 million maxi. That was after 1 million was burned by the Hedron deployer. Now, remember, when it goes to the burn address in maxi, the function used is actually lowering the total supply. It's not going to an address that's like a burn address that and the total supply just stays the same, which I find those really awkward. I like it when the actual total supply goes down. If you're going to burn something, let the total supply go down. And, of course, Dipcatch has used the right function for that to give us those results. So really cool. So currently 13.4% of all maxi is in the team team wallet there. And, of course, that's going to be reallocated at the end of 21 days. So let's have a look at the deltas. In other words, the change. And, of course, yesterday, compared to yesterday, 1.4 million in the base, 1.9 million on the trio, real big, and 1.9 million in the lucky, and 16.7 million in the Decimus. That just seems incredible. Let me just double check those numbers because they're just outstanding. That looks right. That looks kind of right there. That's unbelievable today. Just incredible results. Look at that, 21.8 million. That's just mind-blowing results there. Absolutely incredible. So big deal. Team up 1.1 there. Absolutely fabulous. So 16 points. That's I think that's the best day. The best day today for the Decimus. That's unbelievable. And the other ones all did pretty well as well. So pretty incredible there. I actually haven't seen the Decimus contracts almost worthy going there and so forth. So I've been doing so many YouTube videos lately. Just missed out on that one. But that is outstanding results. Let's go have a look at the live results and refresh this. This is so exciting. And man, it's we almost need to party every single day. We do this live stream because it's so good. So we're at 21.69 million now. We were at 21.7, so that's pretty much the same. 20.81, 20.81 is pretty much the same. 18.85, it's pretty similar. 88.55, that's got to go up for sure. No, it's pretty similar. And of course, 149. Where are we at there? 149.9. Did I refresh this? Let me make sure I refreshed it to make sure we got the latest and greatest there. And yeah, 149.9. So that's pretty similar numbers. And that's cool. So we're up to 16,135 T-shares, looking really, really good. Look at that, 11,600 on Decimus. Absolutely amazing. So, let's have a look at the total numbers. 16.1 divided by 42. That is 38%, 38.3% of the maxi stake. Remember, that's the 30th biggest stake in Hex, the Maxi stake, 15th biggest shark, and of course 42,000 T-shares. So we're already at 38.3% of that at the moment, and we've still got a long way to go, pretty much halfway, aren't we? So exciting there. Now, obviously, the team 39.31, that's pretty much the same, so cool. We're at 29.9 million has been staked, which is really good, about 76% or so. And of course, the team there, of all the Maxi that goes into the team wallet, 20% gets burned. That's 3.86%, which is absolutely stellar. And of course, we can do that number very quickly to 7. What did I say? 7 point. Let me refresh that. 7.86 divided by 293.3 million. And that is just under 2.7% has been burned so far. We've got 11.8 million in the Maxi rebate. Remember, this goes back to team stakers over year 6, 3, 6, and 9. Only a fraction of that, 1/6, that comes out in the first 3 years, and in year 3, sorry, and more progressively after that. And of course, that's effectively off the market. If you think for at least 3 years, some of that's off the market, and of course, a longer period of time. So this is kind of all off the market there. For at least a couple of years, either permanently or temporarily. Maxi, of course, mystery box, 19.66 million, almost at the 20 million mark. I suggest we'll hit that tomorrow, and that could end up, we've got so long to go, there's a good chance that we probably will pip the Hedron deployer who's sitting at number 2 there with the Maxi mystery box after this is all allocated out on day 21 on the 17th, 21 on the 17th, the 27th, sorry, at 0 UTC time. So that's cool. We've got the leaderboard at the moment. We've still got the 2 million there, the 2 million there. We've covered that. We've got 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. We've had some other big players in there, 900,000, so forth going in here. Now, we have had some of the bigger whales, like this one here, obviously at about 3.8 million Maxi to start. They've put in about 588,000 into the team. So we've got some big players there. This one here, 1 million, put half a million there, and then staked it in liquid. So some people are going for strategy. They're keeping a certain amount of Maxi, putting a certain amount of, getting a certain amount of team, and then keeping some liquids, some staked. So you can see that play. That's actually not a bad play in my view. So that's pretty good, depending on what your goals are, right? Depending on what your goals are, but that's pretty neat on there. This one has got 2.1 million left in Maxi. They got 355,000 in team, so more conservative approach relative to the total amount of Maxi they had. And of course, they've got 255,000 stake there and 100,000 liquid. So this is really cool. I'm going to post this in the chat there in case you want to check out the strategies of the whales. Well worth watching as well. We've got a couple more people in the house there. Matt says Ruben Wookie, absolutely Kiwi legend in NRL, says Matt. What else there? We've got Shano there. I got the new emojis, Shano. Well use of those. So very cool, Shane. Appreciate that big time. And who else is in the chat there? Kate Fergo, man. Hey, Suit Man. Hope you and your non-BTC Maxis are well. I think so. We're okay, Kate Fergo. I think we're okay. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat, man. And I hope you're doing well. Hit the likes. Definitely hit the likes, says Wookie. And Katie's as excited as I am. So that's pretty nice. All right, cool. Let's jump away from that. We're going to get into, have I covered everything I want to do on this? And I haven't. There's one thing I wanted to do on this. So let me pull that up because I haven't, don't think I've talked about that. So we're going to go and look at the Maxi contract just to give you an idea of what is going on here. So we've got 293.3 million Maxi, 5,503 holders of Maxi at the moment. And Maxi is doing really well on the chart, especially versus Hex when Hex is under pressure, selling pressure, and so forth. So hey, look, 1 minute ago, someone minted 0 team. I don't know what's happening there, but that's a bit weird. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. We're going to have a quick look over the last 24 hours. I did this briefly this morning, but we're going to pull this up again. Not this morning, this afternoon. It was early afternoon. Let's go back again. And oh, no, sorry, I'm in the wrong one there. I'm in the wrong one. Let's go back to the holders and let's go into the wallets here. So here we are. The team wallet has got all the Maxi in it for the minting phase. 39 points, that's almost 39.4 million. 13.42% of all the Maxi is in there. Hedron deployer still sitting there, no movement from that, sitting at 9.18%. We will see when it moves, and we've got all these other big whales as well. Now, this is the whale I think that's moved, the biggest one that has moved, I think, is that one. Let me jump into the Hedron deployer and see all the minting that's going on. Here's all the minting team. We're going to go back though and just go through the last 24 hours. And we have to go to page 3. Yeah, so page 3 there. So we can see some of the big ones. Lots of retail, of course. We had 50,000 come in 23 hours ago, 25,000, 20,000 come in 22 hours ago. What else we got going on there? Scroll up there, 25,000 again. 500,000. This is the biggest mover so far in the last day. 500,000 there. So that's pretty cool. Let's go deep dive on this one and have a quick look at see what their position is, because we're nosy. That's why we're doing it, because we're nosy. All right, so this got a bit of hex in there, but where's the maxi? Just looking for the maxi here. A maxi team. Here's all the tokens here. Team based Lucky Trio. Well done to them. Troopers there. Just trying to look. Did I miss it? I think that might be it. Maximus Decimus 50,000. So they're 50,000 there. All right, cool. That is that one. Let's jump back into the queue. So we've got that big 500,000 one. And I think we're on page 2 still. So yeah, that 500,000. We had 44,000. Some cool stuff. And final page, 51,000 9 hours ago. 29,000 7 hours ago. Lots of retail in there, of course, and 19,000 is the last big one, and 46. So 46,000 5 minutes ago, 46,000 went in. That's pretty cool. So congratulations to all of them. That's gone to the maxi contract, and they're going to be getting team. Now, obviously, it's all got copied over into the ETH merge. So we're going to talk about that because of the ETH merge, and that got forked by the ETH proof of work guys. I think it was the Goo. I think his name's Goo. Is it Goo? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Goo in China somewhere there. Now, Dipcatcher live stream, he was the first one probably to update the interface so that you could actually mint on both chains. So it looks like we're going to have a triple threat. We're going to have all these tokens on the if you had minted them, you would have base, trio, lucky, and all that all on the proof of work chain for Ethereum. And of course, you'd be able to do that. If you hadn't minted, of course, you still got your maxi copied over. If you had maxi, so that's pretty cool. Check it out. If you did mint your before the fork, if you'd minted your base, trio, lucky, and decimus, and of course your team, then you would have a copy on the Ethereum proof of work. And of course, I've done a video just earlier today showing you how to add that all in. Add the Ethereum proof of work network into your MetaMask. Import your tokens, and of course access a Kyber swap or the block explorer, things like that. So we're going to talk a little bit more on that, but not much more. It's pretty cool. So very, very cool. Now, obviously, we have different front ends, so you can actually stake. Mint tokens on the Ethereum proof of work. Dipcatcher has supported that, and he's made these 2 new links here, which you can do it if you're on the Ethereum proof of work network. Once again, if you're not onto that, you can and you want to do that, check out my video on that. I'm going to paste a copy to this tweet just so you know that Dipcatcher and the Maximus team have supported this. And of course, check that out. That is the link there. The other thing, of course, is that you can see those dApps just by clicking on them, and they will bring up the team one here. You just have to make sure that your network is on the other chain. So you have to connect, say I agree, and of course you have to switch to the ETH network. It's going to ask you to do that. And away you go. I'm going to switch. So cool. And let me have a look here. Make sure I switch this properly. And which one am I on here? I'm on a Pulsechain test network. I can't help myself. I'm addicted. All right. So cool. Let's try that one more time. I've just changed my network over. And there we are. So we're now on the It's got a different link there. EPOW. That is the Ethereum proof of work network. And of course, this is where we can mint base, team, lucky. And that means that you're going to have basically a double already. You already got a double. It's going to be over on that network. Now, the value obviously is subject to market conditions on that chain. So just remember that. But hey, basically now you can put your hex in there that you've got on that chain that you had copied over. Maybe you had liquid hex on Ethereum. That's now been copied over, forked over. You've basically got a free airdrop on the Ethereum proof of work, and you can now mint base, trio, lucky, or decimus with it, just like you can on the Ethereum blockchain, which is cool. So that's very neat. And of course, you can also do the same for the team token. if you've got Maxi that got copied over to the Ethereum proof of work, you can also copy it over there. So potentially you have two forms of income. And of course, further down the line there, when Ethereum gets forked, we're going to have Pulsechain. So you can have three of them if you've actually minted them by that time. So very exciting way. So kind of an upside. Now we don't know what the valuation is going to be on that chain. Just remember that it's a separate chain, and of course it's just subject to that. But it looks like we've got 10 days and 18 hours to go. So it's pretty neat. Let's jump into it. So that is some exciting stuff. That's a really great news for you if you're getting involved in this project, especially particularly if you've already minted as well with the copies. So it's quite nice. All right, so sweet, that is that. But not only did Dapp Catcher Maximus support the ETH proof of work chain, and therefore the copies and minting, but Alex has also updated for the Icosa Hedron there with the app Icosa Pro. Has been updated to support the ETH of work for Hex, Hedron, and Icosa apps. You should be able to access your forked stakes now. You can do that. So he's first to market to that. So sweet from Alex. That is very cool. And of course, you can switch between the Ethereum network to be on the Ethereum side, switch it over to the Ethereum proof of work side, just with the network as you would. Let me just show you that just so you can see it visually. So you can see that if you're not too familiar. So let me have a look here. So we can just change the network there. So I can go to Ethereum and I'll be on that side. And then I have to just change over to the ETH of work, proof of work chain, just with clicking that one. And now I'm on that chain. So that's all you have to do. So if you actually did log on to app Icosa, you would see, have your Hex access there, your Hedron access, and your Icosa access there. Obviously, many of you are staking there, and all you basically have to do is connect, and it will be on the particular chain that you're connected. So if I change it to Ethereum, this is gonna, reconnect to that. Now, if you do a transaction, of course, be very careful with your Hex stakes in particular. Any staking, just remember that. Just make sure you're on the right chain. Don't do anything silly or anything like that. So especially with your in stakes or something like this, be like emergency in stakes or anything like that. Just be careful with what you do. With great power becomes great responsibility, especially make sure that you're on the right chain. Now, before you do anything, of course, you will get a notification on the MetaMask that will tell you what chain you're on, just if you got there. So just to make sure that you do be very careful with these things. All right, cool. Let me know in the chat there if you've done anything on this at all. So let me know. All right, cool. Now, obviously, on the ETH of work chain, the prices are pretty low on that chain. We're going to talk about that in a second. That's pretty cool. So it's good support there from both the Hex second layer derivatives. So that's pretty exciting. Let's jump away from that. So looking good, folks, on everything there. Maximus, we're going to close out of there. And, of course, at the moment, the markets, we're going to get into the markets. So let's close out of this stuff. I think I posted this. Did I post this in the chat? Maybe I didn't post this one here. Let me post, this is from Alex, just if you want to get hold to the Dapp. Very cool. All right, so we're going to close out of that too. We're going to go back over to the markets. I'm going to just catch up on the chats. And then we're going to move forward with some of the prices. And, of course, liquid loans are getting some of our rewards from yesterday. 24 hours later, how much did we make? We're going to find out. All right, let's see who else is in there. Let's see here. I think I got pretty close up to here. Once again, a big welcome to Shane, of course, as a Hex Token channel member as well. Let me just go back into here. I guess everybody's been pretty busy, either with life or with crypto, one of the two. So cool. What else have we got going in there? Wookie says he was playing me sometime. Matt Rogers told me once he was the hardest hitting player he'd never played against in either code. Kate Figure says, hey, Superman, hope you and Mom, I think I got up to that one. That's where I was actually up to. Christian Collins in there. Hello. Let's have a look here. Hexforce 1 says, whatever happened to Pulsechain launch prediction spreadsheet? It is still up and running. I should do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Hexforce 1 will do a round 5 on that because at the moment that is people are knocked out of that. Let's pull that in. I could briefly pull that in. We've probably got Pulsechain launch sweepstake. Let's have a look. So far, it's just most people knocked out. Let's just scroll back up to here. What are we up to now? I haven't seen Top Chick around actually for a while. Now that I see that name there. Where are we up to? What date is it again? It's September. So actually, we've knocked out a lot of these people, to be honest, that are up here. So let's knock out everybody up to the 15th, I guess, of September. So all those people there getting knocked out, bam, and knocked out. There's so many people there. All right, so cool. We're up to 15th. So these all people. Hexforce 1, that's you, man. That's you. Sorry, Hexforce 1. That's terrible. All right, so James Bond as well. Go positive OMF there. Hexforce 1, all out on that particular sweepstake there. These are different colors because they're different rounds. I think we did 4 rounds. We will do another one probably tomorrow and get a good idea of that. But there we are at the moment. That's where we are. So we've got a few people left. They all went really far out. And I think, yeah, it's probably December onwards is probably the best play. We'll see. All right, cool. That is the update there on that one. Nice refresher there. Thanks for reminding me. What's one? Christian Cole says, good night, crypto family. A night, Christian. Be well, sleep well, and all the rest of it. Chorus is in house there. Hey, I watched your earlier video to add ETH W to my MetaMask. Thanks a lot. Great content. Super noob question, probably. How long does it take until value starts establishing with tokens, a new chain like ETH? Well, it's not quite the same. It's not quite like a lot of the time when you get these chains, people try and dump tokens, and then you've got to absorb all that, and then maybe it will start recovering after that as people operate on it. Obviously, with a lot of volume staying on the ETH proof of stake side, and of course a certain amount of volume on the ETH proof of work, is probably the GUI and cost may be a lot lower, even though it's got miners. So that's probably, who knows? The question is, who knows? No one really knows, but it doesn't have the same. It doesn't have all the fundamentals that Pulsechain is going to have. So it is, missing out on a lot of those things. But we will see. We'll see how it gets on. I imagine it's just going to slowly, be a bit rough and then slowly maybe creep up. Chains can make some value. So we're going to talk about that in a second. So let's not. We won't. I'll come back to it. Mistake Hex says my COSA stake ends tomorrow. So you have to end stake like on Hex, or it just ends and the tokens go back to your wallet when you link up to the website. Now it just stays there until you end stake it. Is understand that's what happens there. Matt and Barley says hit the like button the hardest. Nice one, Matt. Davis in the house. Is that golf? Is that golf, Davis? Actually, I'm in the wrong screen over here. Make sure I'm in the right screen. Wookie is now a moderator in our Discord. And if you want any Hedron questions, you should ask him. He's kind of our Hedron specialist now. So big shout out to Wookie. We'd appreciate it. Although he's probably distracted with the league from the sounds of it. All right, so cool. What else we got there? DB says I'm late. What did I miss? Pulsechain launch it? No, but it is one day closer, DB. It is one day closer. Pulsechain has launched and it's up 350x in 3 months. I am from the future, says Matt and Bali. Matt, we like people like you from the future. That's the way it goes. And what else there? Matt and Bali. Yes, Wookie is still there. Is here. Is there. Wookie is still there. Where Wookie? Wookie. Chris says great insight. Thanks. Hang around for more. You're welcome, man. And Davis in the house too. All right, so here we are, folks. ETH at 1472, 8.86%. Apparently, someone said that some big dude, basically sold ETH down on the news. It's definitely pulled back. But hey, look, it looks like the proof of work to the proof of stake has gone through very smoothly, and it's a great success. Very nice. And Ethereum is essentially deflationary at the moment. And of course, a lot of the staker rewards, we talked about this earlier in the live stream, and the first live stream is that the staker rewards are going to be really low. Let's pull that up one more time, shall we? Shall we do that? Since I'm bring the topic up, let me just go. I've got to go find it because I'm not sure who I was following for that. I think it was Eric at .eth. So Ethereum Maxi, and of course is the way to go there. Let's scroll down. Because he's got some little alpha in here, which is quite nice. And he got reposted by Vitalik too, I think it was, or Ethereum Foundation. Validators as a whole will earn 1,690 ETH per day before fees on proof of stake. Miners as a whole were earning 13,100 ETH per day before fees on the proof of work. So a really big change for that. I realized I didn't retweet that. So that's a big change for Ethereum. Let's have a scroll down to, have I actually got the link? I'm not even sure I've got here anymore. No, I can't see it here, actually. Forgot what I called it now. We'll leave it there. That's fine. But at the moment, it looks deflationary at the moment, which is pretty cool. But the price has gone down. So it's just the way it works, isn't it? All right, cool. Let's move on. And we're going to jump over to the Hex charts. Let me know if you're looking at the Hex charts here, you guys that are regulars, what has changed about this chart, about the layout? There's something that's changed in this chart. If you can point it out, let me know in the chat there. I'll give you 30 seconds to work it out. 30 seconds. We're counting it down. I'm timing it on my studio timer. Once we get up to 40 seconds on there, I'm going to think, let me know what you see that's different. For the regulars, if you got it, this is a bit of fun, really. But you got 10 seconds, 10 seconds. If you can pull out what is different. All right, we got 8 seconds. No, 1 second. There we are. Okay, cool. Okay, what's different is that we've got ETH of work up here. We've got a new tab. Obviously, in the future, we're going to get Pulsechain. Oh, KD got it just at the end. I'll give it to you, KD. I'll give it to you. You got it, KD. You got it in there, I'm sure. So congratulations to you. Tom Boast there. Do people still trade for perps on ETH proof of work? And hope the upgrade doesn't change anything for people buying in, says Tom Boast. War Dog in there, Hex is down. Yeah, that wasn't it though. That wasn't it. It was the KD got it right. I'm sure that KD was just a little second behind my saying it. Francis in the house there. Hello, Francis. Good to see you. So yeah, Hex is down at 3.44. Wow. Where is it going? Where is it going? We've got the Fed coming up on the 21st. Youchie. We'll see where we go there. We've got obviously a maxi there looking really good, actually 7.64, and the premium at the moment. This is the best play, I said. And of course, if you put your Hex in here, you'd probably be pretty happy because we're up at a 2.2 Hex ratio. So that's probably maintained your US dollar balance as well. Excuse me. The Hedron there is at 2,790, still bleeding out there a little bit. Is that the right word? Bleeding out? That's probably too aggressive, but it's certainly the problem is that as I've said for a long time, there's a lot of big X's in here. But of course, it's not just the issue of that. The fact that we're now got this volatility in the market also helping to people to take profits there. But hey, look, we're just under 2 months away from the biggest event in Icosa Hedron, and that's going to be fun. And of course, that's also been very bullish for Hex HSI stakes. So that's been really cool too. Talking about Hex HSI stakes, let's have a quick look and see how they've been going. Hedron Whalebot. Let's go check. And I've actually checked this for days, but it looks pretty good. Let's just go back a little while. Let's go back over the last 24 hours, see where we can get anything. It just depends on how many transactions there are. Right, so 15th. So here we are, 8. So last 24 hours, 18. Obviously, we're going to ignore all the Hedron stuff. Here's look at this. I mean, this is only 90 days, but this is a million Hex gone through an HSI for 90 days. That's short. That's not really the one we're looking for. That's another 100,000 90 days, but it's good to see it being used as an HSI staker there, short staking. So I guess maybe I don't know what they're doing with that, maybe trading or whatever. What else there? Let's go through here. I'm trying to see whether we got any in the last 24 hours that have been staked out a long period of time and sold to our Icosa contract there. Still 30 days. So we've got a lot of short soon ones here. Interesting here, 3.4 million short days there. Interesting. Okay, here's our first one. So this one here is 350,000 Hex staked for 555. So it's pretty cool. We like to see that. And what else there? Some big all Hedron trades. We're going to jump through there. So one in the last 24 hours. But other than that, it's been pretty good. 350,000. That's another one that's been put out for 15 to 2 years. So that's a decent volume as well. Cool. Now so that's where Hedron is at the moment. Where could it go? Who knows? Who knows where this could go? There's no real clear there. We could use Fibonacci's and do a 68% rotation or 78%. But if you're going to take it from the bottom here, depends when you're going to take your breakout. There's probably a reasonable breakout area here since we already touched this a couple of times. So you probably take it from here, or you might take it from here, depending on where you want to choose for your Fibonacci retracement. But we definitely, if we were here, we would definitely be down. What's that, 70% or something. So yeah, we will see. We'll see where it goes. All right, Icosa there sitting at $1.11. Obviously, follow the Hex price down there as well. I haven't picked my calculator up, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty pretty even. Actually, let's do it quickly. Let's pull on my calculator. And Koza there. I think there's that one there. Let's have a quick look at that. And let's put in the hex price. The hex price there is 3440. Can't believe it. It's almost hard to tell. It was bad enough at 4 cents, but 3440. Let's have a look at it. All right, so cool. I got it here. It goes down at $1.01. Okay, so it looks like we're a little bit above that. So a little bit of price separation there. Let's have a look at the BNB memes. We're going to quickly go through these really fast. We're at no change in Pulse Dodge, 44 hundredths of a cent. P33 at 10 cents. That's actually doing a little bit better from this morning. So it was just under 10 cents, I think. It's doing a bit better. And IM is really struggling, but is a little bit better today, but struggling at 6,600 there for IM. So not too much goodness there. Pulse Dodge coin at $2.72. That's bounced back a little bit, but still down 4.3% on the daily. And we're at $2.72 there. I've got a green plane, so we better change that to red for the time being. Might fling that around there. How about that? And of course, the weight token there finally capitulated. Finally broke through the 1 cent. We were sitting at just under 1 cent, I think we were. And of course, here we are down at 8.8 cents. So we came off 50 cents, had a nice boom rally for the Coast stablecoin announcement and fiat on-ramp. Of course, there's a time gap between delivery. Obviously, waiting for Pulsechain as well. So nothing to hold it up there for the time being. And most people are just waiting with their tokens, although we would have had a decent amount of minting going on here when the price was going up. But that's where we are at the moment. So 9/10 of a penny. Let's have a quickly pull that up and have a look at see how much actually got minted during that little bull run there, because it's probably pretty interesting. So we're going to look at what's interesting there. Pull that up on the chart. Bam. And 94.5. So yeah, there was a bit of minting going on. And like I say, there's probably about 1.2 billion accrued. And only a small amount, maybe up to 7-8% now has been minted, or 7%, something like that. So 94.5. So that's a big increase. Remember, I think it was like 80 million or something like that. We can actually go to analytics. I don't know if it's going to give us the volumes there. We definitely got volumes and transfer amounts, but you can see the big increase in volume transfers there on that bit of a bull run there. So that's cool. And I think they were going to jump out of that. So definitely some minting going there, almost 100 million in supply. So pretty cool. All right, so that is that. Let's have a look at our wildcards. And PZen, man, has got to be the standout performer other than Maxi. PZen has got to be the standout performer here, holding at 1 cent, and no one's selling from the looks of it. So they do have some taxes in there, right? But that's holding up. So well done to Pulse Beta, Stressful Struggle. That is almost stagnant, though. The volumes are pretty low. That's kind of a good thing in this current climate. You've got to probably be happy with that. So yeah, 1 cent there. So cool on the PZen there. That's with Comrades in. So these wildcards are just people in our community that have launched their own tokens. They're more fun than anything. Obviously, some people take them more seriously than others. But for the purpose of this channel, they're kind of on the outer skirts of things that we like to look at. We did have Dodeca on here, but of course with the compromise on the wallet, we've stopped covering that, and the price crashed as well. It may continue on for a period of time. The main mechanism still works, as I understand. It's just the founding 1% that was in there that was supposed to be for liquidity that wasn't done properly. So it's probably best on the balance of things, just not to cover it for the time being. So that's kind of where we're leaving that. So I think that's okay. All right, so more USDC there. This is Trayvon's one. And, of course, it's currently went all the way down to 83 cents, back up at 88, which is where it was when we did our last live stream. So definitely that has been, people have probably sold it and put it into stables or bought something else with it. And away we go. All right, cool. Let's finally get on to our ETH proof of work charts. This is new. Yay! That's crazy, right? This is crazy stuff here. Now, this got Hex USD here. How many zeros? We've got 4 zeros, 3327. Now, this is pulled from, what did I say? It was from Kyber Swap. No. It's from, that's not Kyber Swap. Oh, I've just forgotten the name now. let me go back. I'll find the name. Here it is here. Yeah, it's from FTX. Sorry, one of the biggest exchanges. I just had a mind freeze there. USD prices for Ethereum, a proof of work, are being derived from the FTXs here. So this is on the DEX Screener. So we're using DEX Screener platform, dexscreener.com, and then / Ethereum PoW. So if you want to look at all the prices and things like that, this is the place to go, right? So I didn't actually cover this in my intro video. What I did earlier about MetaMask, adding Ethereum proof of work to the MetaMask and stuff like that is probably the one thing I should have added on. But I did add in the FTX market by itself and CoinGecko. But this is probably much better in terms of just seeing everything in one place. And you can see that Hex is actually number two there on the volume trade. There doesn't seem to be a lot of volume going through at the moment. But like I say, this back to the question that was asked earlier. Who was asking that? Let me go back up here. Chorist FX there. Yeah, you're asking about this. Well, this is where the volumes here that we've got. So wrapped ETH USDC is at 78,000. But you got to remember that the ETH here, the ETH on this chain is worth like $13. So it's like about 100. What's that versus ETH? So maybe 140 times smaller value than Ethereum. So you got to remember that it's very different. The chain is not that valuable comparably. Now we won't have this problem in Pulsechain because we've got mechanisms that are going to pump that thing like we've never seen before. It's going to be absolutely insane. All right. So anyway, so this is where we got the $78,000 in volume here. We got $4,500 in Hex wrapped ETH volume here. And of course, like I say, this is driven from the FTX ETH W versus USD market there, which may fluctuate significantly. So you remember that this is very early day. There are currently no stable coins on the Ethereum proof of work. Please do your research before interacting with it. So these are wise words, and we amplify that message. But in any case, based on this, on DEX Screeners here, Hex is number 2, which is pretty cool. Obviously, there's been a few YouTubers in the space talking about this, of course. I think was it Corey Costa and other people out there talking about this stuff as well. So Hex number 11 there too. I think Hex was actually number 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 at some stage. So it has moved around a little bit there, but Hex still V2 still up there, number 2. We've got wrapped ETH USDC at the top there. But just be cautious around the US dollar valuations here as well. And I think that, we'll probably start to add value in time. It may not ever get anything close to something like Ethereum's network, but it may get more valuable in any case. So as people decide to trade on it, you get that quick dump at the beginning here, dump it, send it to another chain. And then, of course, it all goes one way, right? So the price goes down, and that's what we're pretty much seeing happen. So anyway, so some of the measures here, you've got some nice increases, relatively speaking, on the 6-hourly, but of course negatively on the short-term time frames. The volumes here, the amount of transactions here, not that many based on the starter, and liquidity in the pool there, 270,000, 2,300, so really relatively small here. USD Tether there, obviously there's a just copy fake, so not necessarily supported. What else there? Hedron ETH. So really, the Hex ecosystem is as well represented here as some of the top stuff here, obviously. So that's cool. What else? I think that's kind of it. We've got some of these charts pulled out here and very different prices. So Hex here at 403311, USD team there 7509, stuff like that. So Hedron there, it's pretty similar. Hex Hedron. That's pretty similar prices, right? The Hex Hedron there at 403. What else is looking interesting there? We've got Hedron USDC. It's got 8 zeros, 2552. So it's really quite pathetic, really. Hex Hedron there is at 4032. 6. What else have we got there? Hedron Icosa. USDC Icosa, and there's the volumes in here are small. We're talking about $200 and stuff like that, and some of these things. Just take that into account there. But we've got nice little increases in the price there for some of these. Hedron versus Icosa up 17%, down 11% on the hour. So really early days, and of course most people will probably just do nothing. It's the best way to go with that. But in any case, you got a copy on the Pulse on the Ethereum proof of work, whatever assets you had on Ethereum at the time of the fork when ETH proof of work forked Ethereum. Then that's cool. All right, so cool. I'll post this in the chat there if you want to check some of these out and do a bit more deep dive. What else there? We got more comments, so let's go to some of those. Draddy says if you hold team for 10 years, you would get 9% of the maxi you trade for team. Just depends on it depends on how much people are staking, Draddy, for that. But hey, look, between the 369 reward for 30%, and of course we don't know what other airdrops you'll get from that. Particularly the mystery box. We don't know whether the mystery box is going to give you some mysterious airdrops. It's going to be getting 50% of the maxi. So very well be that you could end up getting all maxi back much quicker than 10 years. But once again, that's speculation. I don't know exactly what the mystery box is going to do. And I don't know. Obviously, the staking is pretty high, 76%. So it's not, if it was lower, then it would probably be much easier just on 30%. So as you pay back 30% year 3, 6, and 9 years. So it's 1/6 of that in the first year is the old amount there. I think I got that on the, let me just pull that up. It's below. Not sure which one that's on actually. So here is 20% of the maxi is used to mint. So this is gone, but 30% goes to the 369. Yeah, so here it is here. 1/6 of the escrowed maxi is released to team stakers after 3 years. So that's correct. 1/3 after 6 years, and half after 9 years. So half is 15% of it will be on year 9. So yeah, from that time frame, yeah, sure. There's probably a reasonable chance that you will get more than your maxi back in that time frame. But the other thing, of course, there is another part of the product of team staking is that you grow as the ecosystem grows with more products, but you also maybe get some mysterious airdrops. And of course, where might that come from? Well, there is a mystery box with 50%, but there's no expectations around that. The mystery box is and always will remain a mystery. There's also now the competing not just team, but there's also the competing mysterious diamond hands for the perpetuals, which also are getting potentially some mysterious drops. So yeah, that's going to be fun to see that. But potentially it could be faster than 10 years, and depending on staking amounts. So depending on how you view the mystery box. Yeah, cool. Now we still don't know what the end game is. We've still got 11 days to go, almost just under 11 days to go. So we don't know how many people are going to be minting team. We don't know how many people are going to be staking ultimately. It's still pretty high at the moment, but we don't know what the percentage is going to be. And of course, in terms of the other rewards that you get the team, obviously how big the perpetuals will be. We've got them hitting 150 million now, which is pretty nice. Good place to be on day 11. So yeah, we'll see how we get in. Now we're in day 12, so we'll see how we get on there. Hopefully that gives you some insight into that. Once again, Dipcatcher does have some spreadsheets and some videos around that. They're very, so we've got a couple of decent ones on those. You can watch through those as well on Dipcatcher's YouTube channel. Here's the dev. I think I just had a good idea. ETH.W, how about HSI stake for ACOSA? Yeah, you can access that. How about HSI Hex stake for ACOSA? Oh, well, let Alex know about that, the War Dog. I think I just had a good idea. I think you double up on that one. That liquidate might not occur, I think. Yeah, that's probably the case. But yeah, what happens with the ICOSA at the end game? Yeah, that's some interesting thoughts there. Corey Epps says, what a good exchange that supports ETHW. Any idea if it will come to Uniswap? Well, yeah, I just talked about that earlier. So this one here supports it. If you go to CoinGecko, you'll see a list of all the markets, but FTX has got it. This is the biggest volume, so it's probably the one that makes the most sense to be on. There is the link. I'm not on this exchange, so I know that Hex Hodl, who is in this chat all the time, that trades a lot and stuff like that, he's talked about that this morning. So cool. What else there? There's also this one here, which is what do I call it? Kyber swap. So Kyber swap here does this. So you choose Ethereum here, so you can check this out as well. I would check out my video earlier today. So those are the two websites that are relevant to you, I think. These ones here. So the FTX there. So here you can swap. You could swap your tokens into ETH which is the ETH on the Ethereum proof of work, and then you could go and potentially sell it on here for something else on the FTX exchange. So there's no particularly bridge that we're aware of, but there are these swapping and exchanges. The other thing, of course, is I think that SwapSpace may have it. So SwapSpace may have ETHW, because ETHW's been around for a little while. So there's ETHW there, yeah. So let's put in 100 ETHW. This is a simpler way, so you don't need any of these exchanges. If you had ETHW, you could just swap it through to 1 ETH. You just got to make sure that you're happy with the price that you're getting, right? And presumably there's some offers, so we'll view offers here. Well, apparently Change Now is doing it. So Change Now is the only one offering that on SwapSpace. Simple swap as well, but they're obviously not offering it, because if they were, they would come up here on SwapSpace. So that's cool. This is a simple way of doing it. So cool. And I should probably just give that. Let me SwapSpace there. Cool. So here is the link to that if you want to use that. In any case, so I'd save to your favorites there. Awesome. Cheer, bro. It sounds like you're a Kiwi there with the old cheer. Cheer, bro. Says Chris. All right, cool. So that's some interesting stuff there. Hopefully that helps. Just a bit of information. Let's jump out of there. Like I said, it's still early days, right? It's just the first day, isn't it? So pretty cool. Right, let's get into it. The market's BTC 19,795, ETH at 1473, and of course we've been checking out all the charts. They're going good. I think we've covered that. You guys know what time it is, right? Pulse Bitcoin. Now this one here, I was going to talk about this. There's no update in particular around the launch. But the last update was the 14th, where he was talking about doing live interviews with before Pulse Bitcoin release. So we'll see whether he does that coming up, who he chooses for that one. All right, cool. But we're going to get into it, folks. We're going to get into liquid loans and harvest our rewards from yesterday. Yesterday I did a video, an hour long, but it's got timestamps, so you can jump through the sections. We went through everything from starting here at the Dapp. Remember, this is the biggest Dapp on Pulsechain. This is a fork of Liquidity. It's going to be huge, and I think it's got such big community that's going to dwarf Liquidity, what Liquidity did on Ethereum. And of course, Liquidity is quality asset on Ethereum there. And of course, here we are. Start here. Borrow USDL stablecoin pool, staking pool. So these are the two pools that we put in. One with the USDL, the stablecoin. It's going to be probably the principal stablecoin on Pulsechain. And of course, as you saw on here, there's currently no stablecoin on Ethereum proof of work that's backed. In any case, there's copies, but they're not particularly backed. So very cool. And we got redemptions, liquidations, and stuff like that. So we went through all this on the chat on the channel yesterday. You can check out the video here. It's got timestamps. You can jump to each section of these. But we're going to get into the stability pool, and we're going to have to change our network because we're on the wrong one. So we need to change from Ethereum proof of work to Pulsechain testnet, and that's going to reload. This is exciting. This is a beautiful app. I mean, they really have. I mean, it's taken a while, but they've produced a beautiful app here, and they're still taking feedback on it too. So here we are, folks. We have got 4,439, 4,436. Wait a minute. We'll do it later. We've got 4,436 USDL in our existing stakes. The APY at the moment is 8.98%. Is that lower than yesterday? I think that is. Is that lower? I think that is. I can't remember what it was yesterday. Let me know in the chat if you remember if that's higher or lower. Now this is for the stable coin USDL. This is going to be the behemoth. Of course, you can see it at the top here. Pulse USDL and alone. It's going to be the very powerful token values, I think. And we've got the Hex Godwell in this project in a big way. So we're talking. What was he put in? Millions? How much millions? It was a lot of money. Remember that much. So let's find out. He put in $6 million US. So that's a Hex Godwell, billionaire Hex Godwell, put in $6 million in this. So this is going to be a juggernaut. I'd be interested to see the Hex Godwell utilize this, although typically I don't know whether he does that sort of stuff. But anyway, we've ended up liquidity gains. We got liquidation gains. So with liquidations, we've made 1,158. Let's go to liquidations. Does this have a record of that? People get liquidated. So someone got liquidated. My only thing on here is that they need a first and a last search on this rather than tabbing through tens at a time. And they could even possibly have more than tens on the protocol if they wanted to, do 20 or 50 or whatever. But anyway, so let's go back to the stability pool. So we've got 1,158 pulse that we've earned so far. Loan rewards. Although the loan rewards accrue every minute, the value of the UI only updates when a user interacts with the stability pool. Therefore, you may receive more rewards than is displayed when you claim or adjust your deposit. So we may actually have more. Let's see how we go. And we're going to claim that now. So cool. Let's go. It's going to cost us a fraction of a pulse, 0.00049 pulse. So it's nothing on that one. And of course, we're waiting for a confirmation. I could pull up the, let me pull up that, expand the view on the wallets. This is the wallet. So I just did a withdrawal from the SP. So that is from the stability pool, which is pretty nice. And I probably got the tokens down the bottom here somewhere. Have I not added them in? Maybe I haven't added them in yet. I probably haven't added them in. So it's cool. There must be something here that allows me to add that in. Interesting. Obvious testing it works, so maybe not. But that's cool. I could go to the transaction and let's have a look. We'll go to the transaction there and add it in manually. Maybe there is a token. Maybe there is a link there somewhere. Maybe I've forgotten about it. Borrow USDL. Maybe it's on Borrow USDL. Just looking at it. Clicker there. No, I can't see anything. Stability pool. Maybe it's on the staking pool. No, not on the staking pool. Stability pool. No, I can't see it either there. Okay, cool. Let's add it manually. I probably missed it again, right? I bet it's there, but I missed it. We're going to this is on Pulsechain Test Network, so we're going to go check this and pull this up there. There's the loan token. Let's go click on that, and here is the contract. So let's copy that. Let's go to MetaMask and let's go to assets. Scroll down to the bottom and import tokens and add that in. Loan token, 18 decimal places, add custom. Yeah, cool. There's our 2 loan tokens. Nice. We actually got more, didn't we? Slightly more. Maybe I had a little bit from yesterday. Maybe that was the case. All right, so cool. That is looking good. So now we've got our loan token showing at the bottom. Look how many decimal places. That's awesome, mate. All right, bit crazy, but that's the way it goes. All right, so we're starting again now. So we'll come back tomorrow or somewhere other day and click those. We're going to jump over to the staking pool with our loan tokens. That was our USDL. Those are our loan tokens. And of course, how much we got? 10 loan tokens. You know why we only got 10, right? Because the yield is 453,000% though. That dwarfs the stablecoin. Obviously, there's just a test network, so don't get yourself too excited. Although, you know, have been yield farms out there that have been like this, millions of percent. They don't last very long. So it's just the way it goes. The issuance gains there, $36.4, really. And I could have got more in there too. So that's cool. But we're going to go down to the, let's harvest this first. Stable coins, let's harvest this. And away we go. So we're harvesting that. We've got 10 loan tokens staked, and we're claiming our USDL. There's no PLS because the redemption is not activated on here. So if you go to redemptions, that is not working at the moment, as far as I understand. So cool. Oh, wait a minute. What happened there? Is that a redemption? The redemption. I don't know if we can actually do that. Yeah, redemptions are disabled. Yeah, so I tricked myself. I was the one that's supposed to know, and I tricked myself on it. That's sad. That's sad on live stream. That kind of sucks, really. Anyway, so let's not get too upset. All right, so there we are. There we go. We'll go back there. So unstake there. That's cool. Let's go add that token in the house. We've got to find that. Pulse. What was it? Pulse that I got? I didn't remember getting Pulse from it. Oh, it's unconfirmed. Not confirmed yet. Hey, serious? All right, so it did say confirmed on the chain there. Let's go back here. So it has given us the money, no doubt. We've got 2 there waiting for the USDL. I guess it's gone over to the USDL pool. So let me go to the USDL. Have we got more? Yeah, up to $40. So $40, that's pretty nice. Very nice. So let's go back down here. And of course, there's no PLS there. And then I'm just getting this, but this hasn't confirmed yet from the looks of it. What happened to the 3-second blocks, man? 3-second block times. Come on, you can do it. Waiting for that to confirm. So that's taking a little longer, that one. It's crazy. That one's fast, and this one here took a while. Maybe I broke the blockchain with the old $32 or whatever it was that I downloaded. Right, so we're waiting for that to update. But that's pretty much it. We've got our rewards, which is pretty nice. Massive return there. And of course, we're going to go down to just one other thing here. We're going to go down to where are we going to? The faucet. We're going down the faucet, and we're going to get ourselves some more loan tokens. I'm pretty sure we're eligible now. Let's hit the button there. We're going to confirm it on the blockchain. And hey, we're going to get 10 more. This is the cheater's way. Don't you guys do this at home. Don't you guys do this at home. This is how we get our portfolio really big on the platform there. We start to become a whale. That's what we're trying to do here. Loan claimed. You've successfully claimed. Now, if I try to claim again, you have claimed already. You have to wait 24 hours. So I'd have to use another wallet to trick this system, but we're not going to go quite that far. All right, cool. Now we've got 12 loan in there now. Had 2, got 12 now, which is pretty cool. And of course, we could stake all that and earn more. And that was what we're going to do because we're going to have so much more in there. Let's do it. Why not? We're going to get more of the report. At the moment, we've got 0.02% of the pool. We're about to get ourselves higher and higher. That's how we take over crypto, folks. 0.02. Hopefully that's going to update. Was that already updated? No, I think that was it. Let's refresh that one more time just to make sure we got the greatest there. All right, so cool. We're slowly building up there as we take over the loan platform with our domination. And so to speak, this is still not finished yet. We'll have to come back to that. Maybe it just got stuck. All right, cool. How are we doing? We're doing pretty well. An hour and 2 minutes. We've gone through this. Very cool. And we're going to come back to this every so often. That's exciting. But the other thing that's been really cool lately, of course, which if you've missed the news, is PulseX had actually an update. Yes, believe it, it happened. And we had limit orders come to the play. I did a video on limit orders, so check that out on this channel. It's a short form video. It's not a live stream, short form video. And yeah, pretty cool. Basically, you can set a price to buy or sell and just to walk away. And if that price gets hit, you'll either sell your asset that you want to sell or you'll buy your asset that you want to sell. It's very, very cool. Maybe you're sleeping overnight. You think the price is going to go down. You're worried. You can put a limit order there and it will sell out at a certain trigger. And if the market does go down overnight, then you'll get, you'll have your asset in the morning for the most part. So that's pretty cool. And you just put your price in there. Pretty easy to do. So very cool on that one. And of course, you can toggle all sorts of stuff. So check out that video on limit orders. A very cool feature. Obviously, I think it was pretty necessary to have. Not fundamental, but very important to have. It was good to see it on there. Some people, so Pulsechain must be closer because we've got this update on limit orders. That's compelling, but I don't think that's probably what's happened there. All right, cool. That is that on there. So looking good. And we've got a few new members to the channel there. So we've got a couple more. I think, have I gone through these? Yeah, 15th. Where did I get up to here? We've got Lammy came in on the 14th. Crypto Dan Alush there. Sharif again. Benny Blanco there. Triple G. Juzz Bugs. And Emma 83 just joined. So welcome to Emma. Very cool. We're up at 710. Our next target, of course, is 750. So on the way to that one. And of course, we've got a great community in there. Look after each other. And of course, good information, good community. You can't beat that. Wookie has become our latest moderator. And man, he knows a lot of stuff. And he's pretty much our Hedron specialist now. That's for sure. So keep up the great work there, Wookie. Right, who else is in the chat there? Let's jump back to the charts. We're going to go back to Hex charts there. And I think I posted all the links. Hex is at 3.4 cents. Maxi at 7.5. Hedron at 2784, so 2,784, and Akozo at $1.11. That is the charts. Let's get into the chat and wrap this up over the next few minutes. Still live stream for a little bit longer. I will play at the end. I'm going to play an encore with Richard Hart's a keynote speech because there's so much good stuff in that keynote speech that he did. And I think he gave quite a bit of clue about timing, about his thoughts of timing of Pulsechain launch. If you add everything up that he said, it was pretty cool. Who else is in there? We've got a few more comments, so I'm going to get that. We've got Juan Gonzalez in the house. Good morning from the Canary Islands. I hope you have a wonderful day. You too, Juan. That's really nice. Appreciate that. Hey, it's so cool. We've got people around the world. Bali, Canary Islands, Calcutta, India, the UK, North America, Australia, New Zealand, so many places around the world. It's really, really cool. A1 says broke the blockchain. Lol says A1 looks like I broke Pulsechain testnet. Yeah, let's go to Pulsechain test network. It's over here. Looks like it's still operating okay. But yeah, a lot of the I still suspect that we may see a public test network, but for the new code update, it kind of makes me feel like we would get that. Kind of yeah, it does seem like that. Pulsechain. Yeah, we've got this is the one that they've been running privately on the test network for the team. This is the one we're currently operating on publicly. So this one here that we can see the blockchain explorer here. Just looking at this one here, but they've been running this one. But if they've been doing, they rewrote the language in Go language for the validator. They're trying to finalize consensus and work out get all the bugs out to make it a robust proof of stake system. Obviously, it's going to have better performance around the blockchain than expected than Ethereum, and of course, looks like they're probably going to have a few more validators, is my guess, based on the last update. So if you haven't seen my video around that, looks like they may have more than 33 validators there. Improve randomness and things like that in the consensus. So yeah, that's I'd be surprised if I just thought we might get another public test network, even if it's short, like 6 weeks or something. I don't know how long they can run those effectively for a good benefit, but they've definitely looks like they've finished the code because they've got 2 teams written bots trying to attack the thing in different angles to make sure it's going to hold up and get rid of all the little bugs and stuff like that. So cool. What else we got there? Can I swap ETH PoW for Hedron on Maxi on Kyber swap? I'm not sure, Pulsechain. I haven't tried to swap them for those two. You can just check, just put them in there. With the ETH at the top and the Hedron Maxi at the bottom. Give it a try. I haven't tried it myself, but the link's up in the top there. You can see the link. That's the link there. You can play around. Just make sure that you're on the ETH network at the top right and in the assets. And make sure that's okay. It'll be good. A1 says I like assets in the morning. Klaus says A1. Yeah, true that. Francis in the house. Woohoo! You mean like V3? Yeah, like a public V3. Yeah. Well, we're currently on our 3rd public test network as already. So if we go to Trading View, I used to bring this up all the time, the old timeline, but because we've been, much longer, I have not been using it. I should probably use it again, actually. It's actually pretty illustrative, especially with a lot of new people around. Now, what was I using? Coinbase. Uniswap. Maybe Uniswap there. Was it this one? Maybe it was this one. Can't remember now. I don't think it was that one. No, I don't think it was that one. All right, cool. Let me try that one more time. Hex. See, it must be the top one. Now, where's my overlays? My overlays? Really? No, it's not this one. What was I using then? Can't be that one. Did I delete it all? That's my problem. Maybe I deleted it all. USDC on that one. Coinbase. Hex. I thought it was the top one that I was using. Wasn't that one? Yeah, it's disappeared. I'll have to think about that. I'm not sure where it's gone. I had a big timeline chart with everything on it. So I'll try and pull that up for tomorrow. Yeah, sorry about that, A1. I'll try and bring it up tomorrow. But yeah, the first testnet was like 77 days. The second one was like 103 days. And the current one is well in excess of 103 days. Yeah, so we're on the 3rd testnet already, but it's called V2B rather than V3. And of course, V3 is actually V4, but it's run by the team. Is that confusing? It confused me a little bit. I should have just kept to the V1s, 2s, and 3s, and then jumped to V4 or something like that. Would have been easier. Anyway, so at the moment, of course, Hex at the moment, getting on Pulsechain. The value of Pulsechain is still huge, right? Because it's still the biggest airdrop in crypto history. We're going to have not only Ethereum, more projects on Ethereum by the time we fork Ethereum, but we're going to have more native Pulsechain projects, probably in the hundreds by the time Pulsechain launches at this stage. Looks like we're at about 135 or so, maybe 150 already. Yeah, it's just going to get bigger. So that still holds up. The other thing, of course, super fast, super cheap. Probably going to have less bugs with all the extra works going on security and the consensus chain. So that's going to be bode well too. What else? That's just Pulsechain. There are probably a few other things in there too. Double burning with the EIP 1559 on the chain there too, in addition to the 0 to 5% fee burn. So it's going to be pretty good burning even with the low values. But PulseX is really going to be the grinder. PulseX is the secret sauce that's really going to grind the market prices and the AMM bot there. So completely superior to all the other ecosystems you're seeing out there at the moment. So it's going to be game changing, and of course a massive community to spread the word. Highest of stakes coming up, and of course a lot of the big YouTubers starting to capitulate, like BitBoy and things like that. And because they see the light is shining upon them, and welcome to our community. That's all we can say with open arms. And remember, we got to forget and forgive. That's pretty much the way it works. John's in there. What's out? The dollar signs are like that. J-Man in the house. Hello, J-Man. John's in there as well. Hey, John. Clamp down. Am I going to make it with the 5 million Pulse and 5 million PulseX? Hey, with that sort of amount, you don't be surprised. You could do very well with that. Now, what you're going to make it is on the upside is difficult to say. But with 5 million, that's going to turn into something. If we go to where we think we're going with Pulse valuations, and they could be far more detached from the market cap, then yeah, definitely could go somewhere. So obviously, I did the PulseX video a while back on the fact that we got 11,500 people with 100 million PulseX. So what's that? 20 times what you've got there. And of course, if it hits 1 cent, they would all be millionaires if they didn't sell. That's kind of the logic there. So if they didn't sell, hit 1 cent, then we would have 11,500 millionaires on PulseX. So that'd be pretty awesome. So that'd be pretty good for you too, right? That'd be $50,000, wouldn't it? So pretty much something like that. So cool. Is that right? Or 25,000? Can't remember now. Anyway, so looking good. All right. So what else we got there? A1, nice. Thank you, Superman. We love you, buddy. You're the GOAT. I appreciate the A1. Nice one. All right, so I probably should have dinner now. Getting a little tired. I've done so many videos today, man. It's been crazy. Yeah, it was fun. All right, so take care, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this. An hour and 15. I'm going to play out Richard Art's keynote speech. It really does. Listen to everything he's saying. To listen to a little subtleties. He talks a little bit about Hex, and of course, even though Hex is down at 3.44. You are getting 2 for 1 on the chain if you're buying now, because obviously you're getting on Pulsechain. But the other thing, of course, is listen to the little bits. It does drop a little bit of alpha there on a couple of topics, including the Hex price. Katie says it's got that. What's that, Katie? Is that some salad? Yeah, I need some salad. I need something like that. Thanks, Superman says, KD. Hey, you're welcome. We're up to an hour and 30 minutes. Let's play out the keynote speech, and then, of course, we'll wrap that up as well. Let's get into it. Where is it gone? He says to himself. I might play the 10,000X video too. I think it's called 10,000X. I can't remember. Let's have a look at that. Where did it go? Here it is here. All right, we're going. All right, peace out, everybody. Enjoy yourself. It's Friday night here in good old Kiwi land, Australia. And of course, I hope you guys have a great day. Dollar cost average, all that good stuff. Really nice prices at the moment. But we do have the Fed interest rates coming up on the 21st. Remember that. So that's gonna we're in a period of volatility now. The window of opportunity, as I called it, is technically over. We have to see how things play out over the next next week or two. I think it's 1 week, is it? Yeah, within the next week. All right, cool. Let's play it. Bye for now. Take care.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Pulsechain shirt on. So, am I just talking or what? Am I live? I guess I'm just live. Hey, everybody. I hope the weather's nice and cool out there. I hear it's like 106 Fahrenheit and hot. I have been talking to devs a lot recently, and I guess the next thing you're going to see released on PulseX is going to be the limit orders. Works fine in the private testnet. They're just going to push it to the main branch, and like we'll be able to test that soon. And the big thing that we're waiting on is consensus improvements. So because my devs are geniuses, they find bugs other people don't know about. So they know about bugs in BSC that nobody else knows about. They know about bugs and the click consensus mechanism, which Pirelli is based on, that nobody knows about. And so, before we launch mainnet, we want everything to be right. And right now we have a pretty cool opportunity because the Ethereum guys finally got to market with something, or are close to getting to market with something, which is their Ethereum 2.0, which will now, once it happens, just be called Ethereum. They won't be called Ethereum 2. And it doesn't release new coins. You're not going to get a copy of your coins on Ethereum 2. It doesn't improve costs. There's no extra throughput. There's no extra gas limit. There's no extra throughput per second. All it does is reduce issuance rate for Ethereum, which is bullish for all of crypto. Ethereum's got half the market cap of Bitcoin. And if you don't have Ethereum miners dumping the price constantly and enriching power companies and hardware manufacturers at the cost of the environment and the price chart, well, that's great. And that's great for all of crypto. And it's also great for Pulsechain. In my mind, the two most important core concepts for Pulsechain are the Ethereum fees still high? Yes, they are. I was looking earlier today, it's still $3 to send normal Ethereum. It's still, 10 or $12 to do a Uniswap transfer, et cetera. And that's during a bear market where, Ethereum already dropped 85%. Bear markets tend to come to an end. So the last bear market only lasted 365 days. This one is going to last a little bit longer because people decided to destroy their balance sheets and buy a second. They didn't want to do the normal blow off top bubble chart. They wanted to do an extra double bubble. And this double bubble, well, it didn't work. Ethereum's capital liquidated, block, Celsius bankrupt. Michael Saylor, net negative. El Salvador, net negative. Everybody, all those guys losing money left and right. All the people that listen to me, well, they seem to have done much better. Called top of the day. You might have heard that before. So basically, with this merge that's coming up, assuming it goes well, which I hope that it does, they've got a lot of audits. They've done a lot of testing on it. Hope it goes well. It doesn't do anything but help Pulsechain. Fees are still high. Gas limits are still low. No one's building out extra capacity for Ethereum. No one's trying to reduce the Ethereum fees except us. And I guess maybe the ETH2 developers that someday in the future will eventually get around to sharding, which has been a dream of theirs for like as long as Ethereum's existed. I don't know, 6 years. And it's great. So it also helps with our consensus stuff, because a lot of stuff the guys did in ETH2 for consensus is useful for us and Pulsechain. And that's the only thing we're really waiting on. So, if you use the testnet, which I consider to be the best game on the blockchain, hey, you like blockchain games? Guess what, guys? You get copies of all your coins in the pulsechain.com testnet. Go try them out right now. You can trade them back and forth. You can do, it's the same code. So you can do a lot of the same things. And everything else has been really good. Like PulseX, done tons of trades, tons of people doing buy and burns. I've heard nothing but good things about the testnet. So we're basically, because things have taken as long as they have, we're more secure. We're able to improve other projects if we want. Not sure we will. It's just funny. So in my mind, the two things people care about the most in Pulsechain are more coins, more throughput, lower fees. That's the primary value statement. And ETH 2.0 with this merge doesn't give you new coins, doesn't give you lower fees, doesn't give you higher throughput. And so our value proposition is totally clean. I like it. Everything's good. And then the less negative sell pressure on crypto as a whole from removing the miners having to get paid all the time is good for everything. Now, am I bullish on crypto? Not yet. Now remember, Hex ran up 60x versus Bitcoin the first time it dumped from 65K down 55%. So Hex can totally decorrelate from Bitcoin. I think it was kind of bad timing that it looks correlated now, because we had our own cycles, right? There were sacrifice phases. There was other things going on in our own cycles. And so I wouldn't be surprised if some point Hex started doing the same things it used to do, which is just overperforming like crazy. We'll see. I don't have a crystal ball. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, do your own research, etc. But I mean, even recently when you saw Bitcoin like break under 20K, which people are really hoping for, they don't want to see, they don't like seeing Bitcoin under 20K. And then if you're a technical analyst, there's some things that say like support becomes resistance. And so, you know, what used to be resistance is support in theory, old 20K top, now 20K quote bottom, but actually didn't hold a 20K bottom at all. Didn't respect that at all. You know, went down to 17.5, is now sitting at it was interesting. I saw the euro and Bitcoin and the S&P 500 all pumped today. I was like, oh, I wonder if they're correlated. So yeah, I think as long as Grayscale Bitcoin's at a 33% discount, which it is, and they hold 1% of all Bitcoin, and, you know, the Ethereum merge might be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. I mean, we see lending, people that are borrowing Ethereum for the merge, they're paying like 15% APY to do it. And so, you know, there's some people interested in playing this merge game. And I think traditionally in crypto, buy the rumor, sell the new stuff is pretty common, you know. And so with the risk that Bitcoin dumps due to either just not doing its 85% dump yet, which would put it, you know, a little bit under 11K, and the 33% discount on Grayscale BTC, which has been consistent. I mean, it's been there for months. And the Mt. Gox coins being released at some point. Those guys suck so bad. Just give us a date, guys. Just give us a date. Let's go. Stop screwing around, you know? The comedy, that whole thing. And then we've got the Bitfinex coins they're trying to sell, which I think is like 94,000 coins or 84,000 coins or something. And then we've got Ross Ulbricht's coins, which I think is like 70,000 coins, somewhere between 54 and 74,000. Can't remember the exact number. I tweeted all these, so you can look these up. So we've got discounted Grayscale Bitcoin, which is 1% of all Bitcoin. We've got Mt. Gox, Bitfinex, and the federal marshals probably selling Ross Ulbricht's coins because he signed off to let them do it to pay his restitution. And then normal cycle dump, right? And then maybe buy the rumor, sell the news for merge. So in my mind, it's the dream bottom would be the Grayscale discount goes away. Some of those free coins that are going to get released by law, like the Japanese ones at Mt. Gox, or going to get dumped as a matter of law, which would be the Ulbricht ones of Silk Road fame. And then it's up in the air whether the Bitfinex ones will really get sold or not. You know, they might get refunded or they might get sold. Who knows? And there's, I think there was 94,000 coins there. You could look it up. So the dream would be those coins get dumped. Bitcoin's deficit to net asset value in Grayscale disappears. And then it does its traditional 11K and pray 85% dump. That's been a nice bottom. And then if they raised interest rates, oh boy, that'd be nice too. Because as long as they keep doing quantitative tightening, QT, it pushes down the stock market pushes down Bitcoin, Bitcoin pushes down Ethereum. That's how it goes. And then I like this next cycle is going to be hilarious because with Pulsechain, you know, like look at the situation Bitcoin's in. Is there DeFi in Bitcoin? Comedically, no. Is there high throughput? Is there low fees? Is there a roadmap? Nope. Is there good anonymity? Nope. Now I was just talking to a lawyer today about the Tornado Cash situation. And this, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but he says that, you know, the sanction just addressed USDC, which means it could be the case that you can still use Tornado Cash using the ETH address. And as long as you're using IPFS to access the contract, you know, it seems like it should be okay. But if you mess this up, it's devastating. Don't mess it up. Be very careful. Get your own legal advice. You know, of the many things in this world that you want to toy with, sanctions are not one of them. The government takes them very, very seriously. So I would get legal advice from a lawyer before I did anything related to sanctions. So yeah, bear markets don't last forever, right? So if our top was, let's check the chart here. chart. Check the chat. So if we call the most recent local top, get on the daily here, in Bitcoin, if we call that November of 2021, and a year out would be, that's November 11th of November 10th of 2021. You know, that's 2 months from now. So if the bear market's only going to last 365 days, that's only 2 months and 4 days from now. Could happen, right? We could dump, make that firm bottom. And everyone else is thinking about this bear market. I'm thinking about the next bull market. As soon as we've got this consensus figured out, and I think we've got a good plan, as soon as this consensus is like executed and fixed on Pulsechain, it's going to be glorious. Imagine launching, imagine all these new people that get to buy a massive dip. So when I got into crypto, I didn't get to buy a massive dip. I got to buy the top. So I bought Bitcoin at 30 and it went down to 2. I was down 93.5% to start. It was like, oh, well, this sucks. Then you just hold. Then it goes up to 1,200, and then it goes down to 200, and then it goes up to 20,000, then it goes down to 3, and then it goes up to 14, then it goes to 4, and then it goes to 69, and then it goes to 17. That's the history. So being able to have so many people, like perhaps the people at this conference, buying at rates that are, 10 times cheaper, like for instance, Hex dipped 95%. Well, golly, that's a good dip. I mean, you could get, if you buy 95% dip, you're getting 20 times the stuff for the same economic energy that a person that had bought previously did. So in theory, that greatly reduces your risk because you're getting so much more stuff. I don't know why in crypto everyone loves to buy tops and sell bottoms, but if you have the opportunity to buy bottoms, like some people bought the big payday dip, well, that was glorious. They did very well on that. Some people bought that $2 dip. I didn't. I just held. But had I been a lot smarter, buying a 90% dip on something that went up another 20,000 fold, yeah, actually went up another 34,500 fold from $2. So it's a lot. It's a lot of extra movement. 34,500x from the bottom of the dip. That was my introduction to Bitcoin. What else do we got going? I mean, some of you guys may notice there was a US credit card on-ramp available for Hex, which would be buytohex.com. What else? Yeah, really, we're kind of waiting for consensus. That's the majority of what we care about right now. And we also, the documentary's done. So the highest of stakes documentary is complete, and they're just slapping the soundtrack on there now. So it's I hear a 40-piece orchestra. I'm not an expert on orchestras. I'm not, I don't listen to too much orchestral music. I guess we all do if we watch movies, because it's very common in movies. And apparently everyone that's seen it likes it. So I think it's going to be awesome when that comes out. So let's see what next year might look like. Pulsechain, PulseX, Hex on the Ethereum network, Hex on the Pulse network, documentary out, incentive token out. Tell us more about the incentive token. I don't know. People probably provide liquidity to it, and that'll be its claim to fame. What's Dogecoin's claim to fame? As a JPEG. This still seems to be a mechanic that works in crypto. What else? Racking my head here. Oh, yeah, the wallet's coming along. Mr. Wallet developer is still building out the wallet, so that's coming along. Anything else? I think that's all I can think about. What Pulsechain does, the world's largest free airdrop. I should probably tell them. Let's do it. If you guys have any coins on Ethereum, ERC20s, Hex, Hex Stakes, Ethereum itself, you're going to get a free copy of all that on a chain I created called the Pulsechain. You can go play around the testnet right now. Go play with your coins. Pulsechain.com. Awesome. It's going to help get the Ethereum fees down. It's got higher throughput. It's deflationary. It burns 25% or more of the fees. There's no inflation. It never mints new coins. And it's going to be the world's largest free airdrop. So people love free money, and they don't like high fees.
And this addresses all those issues. It's really cool.
So I put 10,000 into it early, super early. I bought the rumor, right?
Right.
What kind of return?
I never speak about. I'm very careful as a founder. Elon Musk isn't, so he gets sued by the SEC all the time. I don't have a security. There is no critical managerial entrepreneurial effort. There is no pool into which people put money with the expectation of profits away from the work of others. This is very specific legal language I'm using to show you that Hex removes the risk of securities. There is no middleman that can screw you. You always make your own rewards. You always perform your own labor. You are the network. You are the effort. And so I'm very careful to make price predictions. And I almost never make them. I do them for Bitcoin. I do them for Ethereum. But in Hex, I almost never make them. And it's also harder to predict Hex, to tell you the truth, because it's such, the price moves around so much. Right. It's harder to predict. So Bitcoin did 690 million%, which is a 616, what the hell? 690,000x it did. Ethereum did about 20,000x. It went from 31 cents at the crowd sale on average. You could have bought it earlier and got it lower, or you could have bought the dip on Kraken when it went to like 15 cents. Now it's $1,600, was 5,000. So it did probably 20,000x. Hex did a 10,000x. I can list you a lot of other coins that did a lot of X's. In cryptocurrency, doing a lot of X's is very possible. And so could Pulse do the same 10,000x that Hex did in the same time frame, or possibly even quicker? Yes, it could. The likelihood of that event, I don't know. And that's an important number. I'm a smart dude, but I can't predict the future.
Just like you just said earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
So could it do a 10,000x in 620 days, 623 days? Sure, it could. That's what Hex did. So when I invented Hex, I wanted it to outperform Ethereum, and Ethereum had done a 14,000x in 2.5 years, is what it did. It went from 31 cents to $1,400, maybe 1,500, depending on what exchange you're using. And it did that over 2.5 years. And I said, well, we've got better game theory. I coined the term pumpamentals. I don't use that term as often because people are, don't think it's as funny as they once did. And so we beat that target. And now, I look at the Pulsechain chat room, there's 60,000 people in it. I look at the Hex chat room, there's only 40,000 people in it. And Hex has been around for years.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think Pulsechain has a lot of really strong advantages in that it's easier to understand. Yeah, it's Ethereum, but it's faster, higher throughput, cheaper, and the world's largest free airdrop. And it saves the environment.
No brainer.
No brainer. Right. It's no brainer.
This coin does something. This thing does something.
Yeah.
The best. Do you have a top 5 if you could?
Nope.
Top 5.
I'm a Richard Hart maximalist, bro. So next year it's going to be Pulsechain, PulseX, Hex on the Ethereum network, Hex on the Pulsechain network. But why would you want worse gain?